Ricswaza.
Ugh. We got the shit-ass lighting. We got my fucking robe on, and I got my emergency water since I got a cut in my throat and it hurts to fucking speak. Oh, God. Yeah, this video is going to be a banger. All right, so a couple years ago, right, back in like 2019, around that time, I worked at a hotel. I was the front desk guy. I was the guy where when you would walk in the front door, you'd see my beautiful blushing face. Yeah, that was my first job ever. And I think, honestly, to this day, to the modern day, at the time of this recording in 2023, the year of our Lord, it is probably the absolute worst fucking job I have ever had. The worst, absolutely. It was fucking ass. And since they fired me, I felt like a really, like, there was no closure, you know what I mean? There was no, like, they screwed me over, and I didn't really like that very much. So I thought about it. Even after all this time, there's got to be some way that I can, you know, kind of get back at them, you know what I mean? Like, you know, get some closure and kind of like, you know, get a little come up and, you know, feel good about some shit, you know what I mean? Feel good about myself and at their expense. So I thought about it and I came to this conclusion. I should review them. Well, I shouldn't review them, quote unquote. I should show my Swazers, show the world why this hotel, and explain why this hotel was so bad. And also, at the same time, tell you guys little stories about my, you know, time there and why it was so bad. And, you know, go into in depth, you know, explain some stuff, you know, get things off my chest, you know, feel better about myself, you know, get the old ego up and running, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm thinking, you know, we can go down a rabbit hole together and we can see what makes the hospitality industry so god-awful. As you can see from these reviews, not kind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the lowest rating reviews, go through them, and as I'm going through them, tell you guys little stories about what happened to me at this hotel that would garner such a strong reaction from me. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll try to limit like one story per entry, you know what I mean? So, you know, I'm not stuck rambling for hours, which, Jesus Christ, that would take a while, a couple hours actually, now that I think about it. But no, yeah, that's the plan. So let's get into it, I guess. I'm gonna go down memory lane. All right, first one by Alana. I'm gonna say the names and everything. I'm gonna blur out. I'm not going to show which specific hotel, just know that it was like I don't even know if I should tell you guys what brand. Honestly, I don't think I should. Tell you the brand at least. It's a big name. I'll blur it out. I'll do editing stuffs. And actually, let me zoom in so it's like, yeah. Let me zoom in. Should have done that originally. No, yeah, I'll blur it out. I'll blur out everything that's like incriminating so I don't get too in trouble, but I'm not fucking holding back, dude. I'm gonna go full insies on this bitch. So anyway, first review by Alana. Never made a review about anything, so this is a first already, dude. All fucking ready. Gold. I can tell it's gonna be gold. The bed here is the absolute worst bed I have ever slept in a hotel, ever. So broken down. I wonder why. I wonder why it's broken down. That never actually happened to me, by the way. I never got someone who came in to bang explicit. Ooh. Wait a minute. Okay. No, that's not true. There was one person, but let me finish this review and I'll explain. I've never had an issue at before. Not once. And hair in bathroom tub. I will be asking for a refund. Also, something I have never done. Yeah, fucking good luck, dude. My hotel did not give refunds. It did not. They fought you tooth and fucking nail to make sure that you did not get a refund. They would fight you for it. They also need their elevator service. Also not happening. Sounds like it's about to break. Don't stay here. But no, yeah, extremely just like awful. Just everything about it. There was mildew and shit all over the place. Mold. It was just ass, and the beds, everything was so fucking terrible. But oh yeah, that story about the banging. So there was okay. I was working on what is it called? Valentine's Day. I was working on Valentine's Day. I don't celebrate it. But anyway, yeah, I was working on Valentine's Day, and it's fucking Valentine's Day at a hotel. So I'm obviously waiting for someone to come in and, you know, make it extremely obvious so I could fuck with them. I have absolutely no qualms at that point fucking with people, fucking with the guests and people that came into the hotel, and you'll understand why. Because these people are legit bottom of the... They're like human fucking cockroaches, dude. They're scumbags. They are bad. They are horrible. They are disgusting. They're rancid. They're nasty. Just trust me, dude. I'll explain later, but they're just... like, holy fuck, dude. But yeah, so I'm working on Valentine's Day, and I worked the 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. shift. It was the middle shift. And that is the shift that you get people, like you know, they clock in, or not the clock in, but they, you know, they come in to check in. They come to check in. It was around that time. And the entire shift, I'm waiting for, you know, a couple to come through. And I was, you know, you get like a list of people who you're expecting throughout the day, so you can like prepare everything for them. And not one of them was a couple. It was all people on business trips and all sorts of shit. And I didn't see any hookers or anything, so it wasn't even a fun business trip. And, you know, people just came in and just clocked in like normal and went up to their rooms, and it was completely boring and it was fucking stupid. And I was so disappointed. I was extremely disappointed. I wanted to see someone. And then, absolute miracle, it was around like 10. I was about to leave. And this dude comes in with a girl, and he is swaggering up to the front desk. He has his arm around his bitch, and he's like walking up. He's like, he thinks he's like the hottest shit ever. When he comes up to the front desk, he's like, this is what he says to me, right? He doesn't have a reservation. He comes up and he's like, yeah, wait, hold on. Yeah, how about a room for 2? And make sure to add the mall employee discount. Because apparently, like, my local mall has like a discount for the hotel in the area, which I didn't know that was a thing. But I'm like, okay, I instantly, I know. I'm like, okay, dude, all right, I get it. I'll give you a room. So I, you know, type in, I'm like trying to see if we have any rooms available, and we do. And there was no discount though. There was no discount. There was no discount that he was speaking of. I looked it up because there was a list of discounts that we offer, and none of them were fucking mall employee. So I'm like, yeah, you know, we do have a room. It's about $200. I'll get to the pricing. And it's available for you, $200, but there's no discount. And I saw him deflate. I saw him just like all of the confidence just, and he just like stops the music at the record scratch. He was distraught, and he looks at me. He takes, I don't even know if I think he was just wearing regular glasses. I don't think he was wearing sunglasses, but he was wearing glasses, and he like takes them. He does this. He does exactly this. He does this. He's like, I mean, are you sure there's not like? Are you sure there's no discount? I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a discount. And I'm like, no, man, there's no discount. I looked, there's no discount. And he's like, I mean, like he said this too. I'll never forget. He said this. He was like, I mean, we're only gonna need the room for like a couple hours. There's like nothing you can do or anything like that. We only need that room for a couple hours. I should have fucking looked at his girl. I should have stolen his girl. I should have been like, damn, a couple hours? Like, no, not even. Just like, couple hours, dude? What are you, a pussy? I'll go all night. Hey, baby, how about I can give you a room for free, and I can have you, I can give you a mind fucking orgasm. How about that, buddy? I can make you pop, bitch. And I would have gotten laid. But I didn't do that. And the guy was very deflated, and the girl was very impatient. She was like tapping. She wasn't tapping her feet, but she was like cross-armed, just like very like disappointed and staring at her man. And she, I'm pretty sure, was like, can we just like go somewhere else? And he was like, no, hold on. I'm gonna take care of it. Don't worry about it. And he keeps like trying to haggle with me. And I'm like, dude, listen, it's either this or nothing. All right, you got to take it or you're gonna leave it. And he's like, okay, I'll be right back. And they both leave and they just never come back. So I really do not hope he got laid. Spread misery. I love that. I'm on my negativity shit. No, but seriously though, that was fucking hilarious. That was the one and only time I ever encountered someone that was very clearly trying to bone. And that was the only time I actively denied them. And I didn't even mean to deny them. It was just circumstance. So it's a bit of a kind of a win, half a win. I don't know. You'll understand why I'm so vitriolic towards these people soon. But no, yeah, that review, accurate. Very, very accurate. Dan B says, just wanted to let everyone know that when you stay at this location or beachside, the room will be listed for $139, even though they will charge you $189 without your approval. It happened to me and my wife at both locations. We even got charged twice that amount for 2 days stay when there was only one. They will tell you that you will have to speak to the manager, who just so happens to never be working. It's a racket. This is what these locations do. Oh, so sorry about that. So if you must stay, don't use a card. Okay, I got a couple things to say about that. A, the managers at my hotel, both of them were legitimate scumbags, and one of them was an unironic con artist. He conned me out of $50 fucking, and he went to jail for beating an old woman. But that's besides the point. The second one was just a bitch, and like she was a fucking bitch, and she was fat, and she was also ugly, and she was. Yeah, I think that's really it. She was just a fat, ugly bitch, and no, but she really was though. She was the one that fired me, and I still haven't gotten over it, and I still fucking hold her in contempt for that. Am I petty? Yeah, but. You know, I get to make a video about it, so it's not that bad. The managers would always just not be there. They would work when they had to work and then leave in like an hour. They were never there. About the money thing, though, that upcharging thing, that was promoted by my boss. Okay, if my managers were scumbags, this guy was a scumbag with a capital S. Like, dude, this guy was fucking greasy. He was bad. And he would tell all the employees to like upcharge the room, like this guy says, and also to haggle with the people coming in off the street, mainly off the street, but sometimes people that would just check in that had like a reservation. And he would come out and he would just drop by. I remember the first time I ever fucking met the guy, because he never wanted to show up to his own properties. But I remember the first time I met the guy, he walks in. I was warned that the boss was going to be showing up that day. So I'm like expecting it like the entire day. And at like 10, when I'm about to leave, this guy shows up in like a fucking baseball cap and his name. I know the guy's name, and he walks in with his name on a name tag. Like, hi, my name is blank. And he walks in and he comes up to me and he starts asking me questions that like no fucking normal, sane human being would ever ask. He comes up and he's like, oh, how much for a room? And I'm like, okay, well, this is this much for a room. He's like, oh, really? Because the hotel down there is offering this much for a room. And okay, if you're in that situation, right? If you're the guy at the front desk and some guy comes up to you and it's like, well, yeah, well, this hotel is going to give you, or this hotel is offering me this much for a room. You know what my fucking answer is? Oh, okay, well, fucking go to them then. Like, I'm not going to haggle with you. Like, oh, well, this guy's offering a better deal. Awesome. I would take it. I'd take that deal, man. I would definitely do that. Don't stay here if you got a cheaper stay. But no, he was like asking that, and I guess I failed because I'm pretty sure I said like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, this is our price. Not changing it. I never really wanted to change the price unless the person in that room aggravated me in some way. But yeah, he came in, he starts grilling me, and then he goes like, do you know who I am? And I like in a fucking TV cartoon moment, he's like, do you know who I am? and my eyes like drift down to his name tag, and I'm like, are you this guy? And he's like, I'm this guy. And I'm like, okay. And then he starts grilling me about shit that I had like no control over. He's like, the temperature, it needs to be lower so we save money. We're hemorrhaging money out of this place. And after like just him ranting for like 20 minutes, he's like, okay, bye. And he just left. And I'm like, okay. And then he would like pop back in occasionally and say like horrible shit. I don't think I have enough time. Yeah, I'll explain later. All right. So yeah, upcharging all the time, charging twice. That happened a lot. That happened really common. It was a really common occurrence. We'd have to like refund people maybe, and you know, it was just a fucking shit show, dude. It was horrible. Money at that place was fucking atrocious. But the thing he said about don't use a card, I'll admit it, man. I did not let people use their cash. Like, if the cash at the hotel, because we didn't have like anything automatic. It was just a drawer. It was just a cash drawer. So, which apparently always got robbed. I never got robbed. I never got like held up or anything. But when I got first hired there, the manager at the time told me like, oh yeah, you know, if someone comes in with a gun and asks for the money, just give them the money. Don't fight them. It's happened a lot. You know, I have bullet holes in the manager door, and I looked at the manager door and there were holes there. So I'm like, okay, okay, we're getting greasy. We're getting sketchy up in this bitch. We're a real ghetto ass from the hood O-Block motel. But, no, yeah, I never handled cash because, like I said, it was just a drawer. So if someone handed you, let's say that, like, if someone wanted to stay 3 nights and it's $180, they'd have to do that amount of money. I'm not even going to try to do the math. Plus a $250 deposit that you have to give back to them as they're leaving. And like all of this math and all of this money. And I had to bring out the cash. It was too much. So I would just straight up tell people, if someone called me on the phone, was like, hey, I'm on the road. I'm trying to find a room. Do you take cash? I'm just, no, we don't take cash here. And then they'd be like, oh, but the website says that you guys take cash. And I'm like, no, we don't take cash, dude. We do not take cash. Sorry. You can come in with a card, though. And he's like, maybe. Hang up. And I'm like, yeah, well, I just saved myself a headache. I only handled cash unless I had no other choice. And they put me in a corner. I now realize that by telling all of these stories, I'm going to reveal myself to be an absolute scumbag. Just like a fucking asshole. But you don't understand, okay? It was survival. It was fight or fucking flight at that hotel. It was survival of the fittest, and I had to be the fittest, and I was the fittest for like 8 months. So yeah, they fired me after like 8 months. But like I said, I'll get to that. By Ecstasy 681. It's a good name. The room had bugs, hair left in the shower from previous guests, and the room had an unclean odor. There was a lot of complaints about the odor at that hotel, that hell hotel. But I never really smelled it. I have a really weak nose, but even then, like, people complained about it all the time. And I never smelled it. I think it was just like the cleaning chemicals. I spoke with the Quentin at the front desk. She name dropped him, dude. She doxed him. That's fucked up. Anyway, Quentin at the front desk, he gave me contact information for the manager to report complaints. I emailed the manager and they replied back that they are out of the office on vacation or something. Don't hit my line. Boop. No compensation. This was, how long ago was, dude, this was recent. Yeah, I mean, maybe. It might be that same manager that fired me, or unless she herself got fired and they got someone else. But that does seem like a thing she would do. No compensation or some type of refund / credit for the conditions of the room. I have video and pictures of the visible issues. Yeah, condom wrapper right there. Very classy. Ants, disgusting. What is that? Grout with ants and shit. Disgusting. Ants on the towels. Got ants on the floor. Ants all over the place. Cockroaches behind this oh god, dude, this brings back memories. Holy fuck, this brings back memories. And oh yeah, and Little ants in the corner. God damn. Oh, man. What times? What times? David Gonzalez says, we had 2 rooms on 2 different floors. Both smelled humid. One had trash and dirty washcloths. The other had a dead roach and the bathroom trash can on the sink counter. What? The other had a dead roach and the bathroom trash can on the sink counter. Oh, like the bathroom was on the sink counter. Okay. I mean, it's a little. I mean, honestly, the housekeeping just probably forgot about it. I would just take. I don't know if I would just take it down. Actually, I don't know. I definitely wouldn't bitch about it. The housekeeping barely did their job. There was like 2 good housekeepers, legitimately, and one of them was like the leader of the housekeepers. They had to rush, man. There was like 300 rooms and like 4 of them. Not even, like 3, maybe. That reminds me, there was a fucking housekeeper that lived in the hotel. Holy fuck, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, there was a housekeeper that just like rented out a room and never paid. And every day they would like void the cost so nothing would get charged, and they just live in the hotel. And that went on for months. They were living there before I started there, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, it was there for a while. What a scam. What a con. I love that. That's good. That's some good shit. Extremely disappointed, especially for $200 each room. So sad, David. I'm so sorry. Line 22 says, I just got in town from work driving hours. I checked in late and was very tired. Just want to shower and sleep. The shower had hair left in it from the previous guest. There were bugs in the bathroom area, room, and towels. The room had a terrible odor as well. Okay, if you're coming in late, when he says late, I'm going to assume he means like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. And I completely understand that, like, you know, you're very tired. I can sympathize with that. You're very tired. You just want to go to bed, just pay a room and go to bed. But I have the late night people, like, throughout the day, always there's scummy people, but the late night people were always the worst. I remember this one dude. He came in, I guess it was like a truck driver. I don't even think it was a truck driver. I think it was just a driver. He came in and he slams his hands on the desk as I'm just like there. Because people like to make a fucking entrance, right? They make, like, a lot of the guests wanted to be eccentric or something. They wanted to like leave an impact with you for whatever reason. And they, like, this guy, right? He slammed his hands on the desk and he's like, all right, I don't have a driver's license and I don't got any money. What can you do for me? And I'm like, well, sir, nothing. I can do nothing for you. And we would just stare. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to fucking say? I can't do anything. I cannot do anything. There's nothing I can do. And like, I told him that. I'm like, I can't do anything without anything for you to give me. So he's like, okay, fine, hold on. And he calls up his neighbor. He tells me this. He's like, I'm going to call up my neighbor. He's going to give you the money and he's also going to give you his ID and he's going to pay for my room for me. I don't even know what to say about that. I don't know if that's like a really cool neighbor or not, because this guy was a fucking prick. So like, he gives me this super sketchy thing. I should not have said, yes, you can come in, but I was just tired. I was, again, at the end of my shift. I just wanted to do it and go home. You know, he gives me everything. He takes his shit. He goes up in his room. Not even 10 minutes later, he calls me and he's like, the TV's broken, which happens all the time. At that hotel, the TVs would break all the time, and every single time I had to go in there and switch from TV to HDMI or something and fix it. Oh, and that kind of leads me to a tangent. Whenever anything went wrong at that hotel, there is no crew, you know what I mean? There's no like, oh, I can call up the maintenance guy and he can come and fix it. No, that did not exist. That does not happen. If something happens in the hotel, it is your responsibility as the guy at the front desk to fix literally everything. If there's something wrong with the showers, you got to fix it. If there's something wrong with the bathroom lights, you got to fix it. If someone clogged their fucking toilet, guess who's got to unclog it, dude? You. If there's something wrong with the sheets or the pillows, you got to go and get it for them. If there's something wrong with the TVs, you got to go and get it for them. If there's something wrong with fucking anything at the hotel, you have to be the one to fix it. You were just fixing everything, and you were running up and down all across the hotel trying to fix everyone's fucking problems for 8 hours straight, and listening to people bitch and moan and bitch and bitch and bitch and bitch and fucking moan and bitch. All the emotions are coming back. So yeah, this guy, he wants me to fix his TV. So I'm like, okay, it's probably the HDMI thing. I go up there, I knock on the door, and he opens the door, and immediately I'm greeted with man-titty. He opens up the door, and he's completely shirtless. He's in his underwear he's in his fucking boxers, and he's just staring at me. At this time, I was around like 19. So yeah, I'm just getting a face full of man-titty. And he's like, oh yeah, TV's broken. And what had happened was all of the TVs have like a menu of the channels that you can watch, like a listing. And like, it's just a screensaver. You can't interact with it. And he wanted it really bad because he touched the remote and it went away. And he's like, no, I don't want that. I want a list of the TV channels I can watch. So I give him a physical list that are in every single room of all the channels. So I'm like, here are all the channels. And he's like, no, I want it on the TV. And I'm like, I mean, it's just a screensaver. I can't help you with that. There's nothing I can do. It's just a screensaver. He's like, no, the TV's broken. So I'm legit there standing. I'm just standing there because there's nothing to do. There's nothing to fix. So I'm just standing there watching this idiot, this retard, fucking finagle with the remote, not being able to do anything. And he's like, man, this TV is really broken here. And he turns to me and he's like, how about we go into another room, an empty room, and check that TV and see if it's working or not. And you can just move me. And I'm like, oh, I couldn't say no. So I go back down to the front desk. I'm huffing as I'm doing it. I'm pissed. I'm livid. And I go down the front desk, I program another key, and then I go up to a random empty room, I open it up, and I go in, and we touch the TV, and we finagle with it, and guess what? It's the same issue. So he's like, man, these TVs are all broken. I get another 20 minutes pass, so I'm like 40 minutes helping this guy, trying to fix something that isn't broken. And he's like, oh yeah, the TVs are just all broken. I guess I'm going to have to fix it. Man, I'm going to file a complaint to your manager because, and this was in 2019, this is all happening, right? And he looks at me and he goes, man, I'm going to file a complaint to your manager. The year's like 2017 or something, dude. We got to get modern TVs in here, man. How can you like accept that? This is bad quality or whatever. And in the hotel business, you just kind of learn to ignore what people are saying as they're saying it. I'm just like, yeah, fucking whatever. Shut up. Go. Yeah, fine. Whatever. Complain to my manager and nothing will get fixed and you'll go away. Whatever. Big fucking man. And as he's walking back to his room, he's stopping other guests that are trying to get to their rooms. And he's like, hey, is your TV working? And they're like, yeah, it's working fine. He's like, yeah, my TV, I can't get the menu right. I can't get the menu for the TV. And then they're just like, oh, that really sucks. Like they're trying to be understanding or courteous or whatever, just a fucking small talk. And I'm standing there like a dumb dick in my tie and my suit because I had to wear a suit. That was not a suit, but like I had to wear like business casual, like with a tie and everything. And I'm just standing there. I'm like, yep. And he's just going on, and then he goes back to his room and he shuts the door, and I go back down to the front desk and I wasted a good hour of my fucking time helping someone fix something that didn't need fixing. That's a pretty good summary of how it is to work in a hotel. Thank you, M. Swine, for triggering my PTSD. A lot of these are just complaining about the stench. This one says, the bathroom was not clean. Yep. The linen was dirty. The hot water was actually cold water and vice versa. Okay, so there was a room, she explains it here pretty much. There was just a room in the hotel where the plumbing was on backwards. So every time someone wanted to come into that room, you had to remember as the front desk guy and be like, okay, this is it. You can't trash the room or else there's a $250 damage charge, going crazy charge, getting fucked up charge. Also, if you want to use the hot water, you do this, and you got to jiggle it. You got to jiggle the handle on the thing. You got to jiggle it, dude. You got to jiggle that handle, bro. You got to jiggle that handle, dude. And they'd be like, oh, okay. And a good 80% of them were like, okay, well, thank you for telling me. And the other 20% were like, put me in another room, because jiggling the handle is too much for me. And too much after a long day of work. I don't want to jiggle the handle. Oh, I don't want to jiggle it. I don't want to jiggle the handle, dude. I don't want to do it. And they would cry. Oh, golly gee, would they cry. I've had multiple guests cry. These 40, 50, 30, like these grown ass adults crying because they can't get what they want. Pathetic. It was horrible. But no, yeah, there was just a room like that just you just had to jiggle the handle. There were a bunch of rooms that were, quirky in their own little ways. My checkout time was at 11 a.m. as I'm getting my newborn dress. Okay. Housekeeping knocks on my door a little after 10, saying she was told we checked out about 10:30. Oh, she was told, fuck my ass into a million pieces. Housekeeping knocks on my door a little after 10, saying she was told we checked out. About 10:30, the front desk called to see if we had left the premise. I suppose that's how the staff talks to paying customers. Yeah. The worst one-night experience, hit my line. I would not recommend this establishment to anyone in the future. Jamie Phillips says, start off with the room I had smelled like wet laundry that has sat too long. The sink water would get very hot, but not cold, and the shower would get cold, but nowhere near warm. A fight broke out just outside my door between probably 5 to 6 people, and the construction crew from the 3rd floor had to come and break it up? What the fuck? That never happened to me. That lucky motherfucker at the front desk. I wouldn't get involved. I would literally, as I heard that happening, I would just walk up to where it's happening and just stare. Just like, holy shit, what the fuck was the fight about? Who is fighting at a 2-star? Well, okay, well, no, yeah, that happens a lot. But goddamn, 5 to 6 people. Someone was gonna like pick someone up and throw them out the fucking window. Holy shit. No one was ever at the front desk when I walked by, and some guy was yelling, hello, pretty loud to get someone at the front desk, and no one ever came, so he left. That is a fucking mood. There's one of 2 possibilities that happened there. A, that front desk person was off helping someone else with some ridiculous task, and B, the front desk person was asleep behind, because like there was a front desk, and then there would be like a little, I don't even know what to call it, just like around the corner there was like an office, and yeah, people slept there all the time. All the time. My manager at one point, I'm pretty sure, was sleeping in his office. I know for a fact he had his fucking kids in there all the time. There were blankets all over the place, and they were running around and being kids. But no, yeah, that place was, shit like that was common, dude. Every day occurrence. When I was working there, every day I would text my friends. Every single day, there is something new. This Dr. Seuss ass hotel. This hotel from a fucking children's book. Every day, something new was happening. It was like a sitcom. It was a dark comedy sitcom that every single day something was happening at this hotel and was fucked up. And you, as the protagonist, had to take care of the issue by the end of the running time. You know what? Honestly, if I wanted to, I would probably go back to working at a hotel specifically just to fuck with the guests. That's it. I don't even care about the pay. You can fire me after a day. I just want a day of fucking with people. That would be so cathartic. Probably even more cathartic than this, even though this is pretty cathartic. They couldn't give me a receipt. Happens all the time. Yeah, sometimes the printer just wouldn't work. Something somewhere went wrong, and you just had to shrug your shoulders and be like, I don't know, man. Shit out of luck. Sorry, bro. I will say that the breakfast was the best part of the whole stay. I do not recommend this hotel. Spend the extra couple dollars and stay at one of the hotels next door. Okay, A, I worked at the hotels next door, and they were not that good. They were actually the exact same, just with more work. And B, she is 100% right. The breakfast was fire. The eggs were good. I think there was like sausage links or sausage patties. It's been a very long time. But honestly, I could probably just walk in there, get breakfast, and walk out. Like, I don't think they would care. Yeah, they would not care. But the breakfast was really good. And the cinnamon buns were to die for. Those cinnamon buns were good. Sometimes I was so bored and hungry at work, I would sneak. I wouldn't even sneak. I just walk into the storage closet and just eat cinnamon buns like nobody's business. It was so good. So good. Christina Henkel says, this is by far the worst we have stayed in. The rooms were dirty. Rooms had a musty mildew smell. And the sheets were damp. There were stains on the floor, and the staff was rude, and the food was cold and stale, and they kicked my dog, and they crashed my credit score, and they keyed my car, and they poked out my tires. And they spat on me as I was walking out. The pool looked like it hadn't been cleaned in days. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how clean. I mean, every night, part of my shift was just like taking that like pool thing and just like scooping leaves out of the pool. That's pretty much all I can do. We stayed for a volleyball oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, Jesus, Lord Christ. Sports teams that booked the hotel. Oh, my Lord. To say that they were traumatic is putting it lightly. You have to individually coordinate like who's going into which room because everyone has specifications and they're all like yelling at you and trying to get this and that, and the kids are in the back screaming. It's a huge crowd of people and more people are coming in off the street and all of this shit is going on, and it's just oh my God, every single time there was a wedding party or like a sports tournament, the hotel, it was even more chaos than it usually was, and it was usually pretty chaotic. So yeah, sports teams are definitely not held in high regard for me. The pool looked like it hadn't been cleaned in days, and we'll definitely let the AAU know not to book these rooms again. Cool. Lice in... Oh, Jesus Christ, Anthony! For fuck's sake. Okay, guys, this might be the ending. This might be... Well, not the ending. No. Yeah, I think we'll leave it off on here. And if people like it, I might do another one. I don't know. Or maybe this will be it. Who knows? Who knows? Anything could happen on Ricswaza. But no, yeah, this will be, because this is a fucking paragraph and a half. So we're going to strap ourselves in. We're going to read. Lice in Room. Management Extremely Rude by Anthony Lopez. The stay I experienced was very disappointing. I stayed throughout many properties throughout the states in my business travels. I used points on this stay for leisure on Thanksgiving Day after visiting family. Points, people that use points were a little bit easier to handle because they use the points. They don't have to pay you anything, so you just give them the key and they fuck off. I feel bad though, this guy used points on a 2-star hotel. We checked in fairly late at night and I was with my wife and 2 kids. I had 2 rooms reserved, one for myself and another for my wife and kids, which was a 2-bed room. You didn't want to stay with your own family? I want a room all to myself and all the fucking kids, and my bitch wife could go sit in the room across the hall. I don't want to fucking deal with them. I need a room to jerk off in, and that's it. This fucking guy. Shortly after settling in my wife and kids, like he had to tuck them all in. Shortly after settling in, my wife and kids noticed bugs in the bed. They went downstairs and mentioned it to the front desk and were checked into a room with only a single bed. I mean, like sometimes we just didn't have like 2 bedrooms anymore. I remember this fucking Canadian guy. Okay, whoever said that Canadians are the nicest people ever was a fucking liar, because every single Canadian person I ever met with and interacted with at the hotel, and even I think like after the hotel, have been extremely rude. This guy, he ordered a single bedroom, like a single bed space room for him and his woman, his girl. And I'm like, okay. So we give him a room, and we didn't have any more regular single bedroom rooms, and they're only staying for a night. So we gave them like a handicap room, I think. And, you know, it's a single bed room. They should be fine with it. And they went up, and immediately they come back down, and they're like, that's a handicap room. I'm like, yeah, we know we don't have any more single bed rooms, so we just gave you that one. And he's like, well, put us in a single bedroom. I was like, okay, well, I don't think you heard me, So I'm going to speak fucking louder. We don't have any single bed rooms. So take that or leave it. And I think the room was cheaper too, a handicap room. Or we were charging them as we would for a regular single bed room. So he was like, no, we'll fix it now. And I'm like, no, there's nothing to fix. I'm not going to fucking magically make a room appear for you. I don't have powers. I don't have magic powers. If I had magic powers, I wouldn't be here in this fucking hotel. I'd be on the streets doing sweet magic tricks for $50. All right? That's what I would be doing a day. Enough to feed myself. And he just wouldn't have it. He's like, you're not going to give us a room? I was like, there's no fucking room to give. He's like, all right, well, check us out. I'm like, fine then, motherfucker. And then I checked him out and I kicked him out and got out of there. Well, I didn't kick him out, but they left and I was furious. And that happened all the time. Well, no, people are just fucking unreasonable. Like, just sleep in the room. It's for one night, dude. Just sleep in the room. We're not even charging you extra. We're just like a regular room and it's one bed. But he just wouldn't have it because the bathroom was a little bigger than normal or whatever. The next morning, my wife approached management about the lice in the room and the unsatisfactory experience that we had experienced. John Taver. Okay, dude, you just fucking doxed him. Just fucking doxed the dude. John Taver, who lives at this address, disrespected me. And my hotel stay was very unsatisfactory, and I personally blame John Taver. Personally. God damn, dude. He was very disrespectful, unapologetic, angry, and aggressive based. Being very short and slamming down a business card of the GM, Priscilla simply saying, call corporate. Again, based. Being very short, that contributed to his 1 out of 5. There were too many short people. What the fuck? After my wife mentioned that she felt he was being very aggressive and threatening towards a woman. John Taver. Based. I guarantee you he was not aggressive. I guarantee you. I bet $100 he was not being aggressive. He was being, he might have been being stern. He might have been very like curt, and he might have been, just like, listen, this is how, like how I'm talking now, right? Like, just, this is how it's going to be. And I can't do anything. If you want to do it, call corporate. I guarantee you anything, because these people exaggerate shit all the time. There is a fucking review of me on here. I know it. I know for a fact that there's a review of me on here. I have to find it though. Maybe in the next one, if there is a next one, but I know it's there. Yeah, these people just like to exaggerate shit and make shit up to make themselves feel better. After my wife mentioned it, oh yeah, after that she felt he was being very aggressive and threatening towards a woman in his demeanor, he stated that he did not slam down the business card, that it has flown from his hands. Again, absolutely plausible. He probably didn't even fly from his hands. He probably just put it like, or not even just like, not like boom, but just like, here it is, boom, put it there, or just, you know what I mean? One of those. Other guests were around to see the incident as well. Everyone was shocked, and then you told him off, and everyone clapped. You were a hero, and the president even called you up and gave you a little medal for your bravery. Fucking degenerate. Not only was this unnecessary behavior by someone at management level, but completely uncalled for. This was 6 years ago. Fucking A. That was way before I started working there. Bless you, John Taver. Hope you're doing all right. Not only was it, I will not stay at this property again, and understandably, bugs in a bedroom are unfortunately beyond the control of outside visitors, but it is no excuse to mistreat a customer at your property. Fucking A. God, man. This really was a trip down memory lane. This was good. I had fun talking about all of this. I hope you guys had fun too, and I'm glad that you guys made it all the way to the end of the video, which that is very commendable. You put up with me for however long this video is, so that is definitely a clap. And if I entertained you, if you found this entertaining, and if you ever want to see more of me, there's that There's that little button down there. I don't know what it does. It says subscribe or something. You should definitely touch it though and see what it does. And, you know, whatever happens, happens. And, you know, who knows? Maybe we might see each other again in the future. I hope we do. I like you. You're pretty cute. And I kind of want to see more of you. What's your number? I'm outside of your house. That'll be it. That'll be it. That'll be it for me. That's going to be the end of it. Again, thank you guys for watching so much. And that's pretty much all I got to say about it. Yeah, that was Ricswaza. Ending pending. I got to work on my outro.